All right, so for our last experiment, we're going to be creating an Alka-Seltzer lava lamp. So what we're going to need for this experiment is you'll need a tall, clear glass, some vegetable oil, a cup to hold water in, some food coloring, not optional this time, and effervescent tablets, more commonly referred to as Alka-Seltzer. So these you don't want to eat, okay? So whatever you do, don't put it in your mouth. But they're great for this experiment. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I've gathered my ingredients over here. And we're going to start making our lava lamp. So you'll notice I have 2 cups of water because I'm going to actually try using 2 different colors and see how they mix when it's all said and done. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our large glass and we're going to fill it with the vegetable oil about 3/4 of the way up. It's going to be a lot of oil. All right, to about there. We don't need exact measurements for this experiment. Now, I'm going to take my food coloring. I'm going to add a few drops. The more you add, the brighter your color is. So I'm going to add about 3 to 4 to each. I'm going to do red in one, yellow in the other, because I know those 2 will mix well and make a nice orange color. And then I'm just going to stir them up. Like so. Then I'm going to pour my water solution with food coloring into my oil. And I don't want to fill my glass. I want to leave about a couple of inches of room at the top. Otherwise, when you put the Alka-Seltzer in, it may overflow. So I'm just going to pour some water. And you'll notice that when you pour it in, the water is all going to sink to the bottom. That's because water and alcohol won't mix. So our water is going to sink to the bottom. Put a little more red, and then I'm going to put some orange on or yellow on top of it. And it's real cool because the bubbles, they aren't going to mix unless I stir them up, which I'm not going to stir them up just yet. So it'll look pretty cool when we have our red on the bottom and our yellow on top. And I might put just a little more red on top too. All right? And that should be plenty of water, maybe just a tad more. And so what's happening here is you'll notice our water is all sinking to the bottom, our oil staying to the top, and the colors are not mixing with the oil because the food coloring is water soluble, not oil soluble. So they will never mix together. So now what we're going to do to finish our experiment is we're going to take our Alka-Seltzer tablets, right? We're going to kind of break it up into a couple pieces, and all you have to do is drop it in and we'll see what happens. I already have another one that I mixed up earlier with a different color, so we'll do both at the same time. So I'm going to drop my Alka-Seltzer in. And then our lava lamps will start bubbling. Now, the more Alka-Seltzer you put in, the more they're going to bubble. You'll notice our red and yellow are going to start to mix together and become more orange in color. So I'm going to just drop another tablet in to each so they can go a little crazy. So what's happening here is the Alka-Seltzer is dissolving in the water and creating bubbles of carbon dioxide, which are clinging to our water droplets and pushing them up through the oil that's then sinking back down to the bottom. So we can see this go real good here. It's pretty cool, huh? So when they start to run out, like our orange one is here, if you want to keep going, all you have to do is add more Alka-Seltzer. And there is our Alka-Seltzer lava lamps. Well, I hope you enjoyed all of our kitchen experiments for this week's TLR Thursday. Next Thursday will be our last TLR Thursday, so I hope you join us for creating a foosball shoebox. We'll see you there. Bye.